Hello and welcome back to the Shallow Proclamation, Martin Thomas.
You want to get this over with?
Sorry.
You just want this to be done?
Hello and welcome back to the Shallow Proclamation. My name is Thomas and I'm joined by...
Paul.
And this is the final episode of Series 1. How do you feel about that, Paul?
Yeah, really good actually. Because
Finally.
No, thank goodness. No, because when we set out and when we embarked on this quest that lay before us, it would be easy to get into the censor rights and be like, "That's it, we're done. Can't be bothered with this anymore." But the fact we're here, it's a milestone basically. Even though we've still got another 25 seasons of Classic Who to go. Not to mention all the other bits and the new Who. But still, it feels like, it's a milestone. We should mark it. I reckon that it will be interesting watching the new series, the kind of Christopher Eccleston onward stuff, once you've seen the old series, because there'll be lots of little things where you kind of go, oh, that's a little reference back to this, or a nod. The kind of thing that, it doesn't make any difference to the plot or the story, really. So if you were a new fan at the time, it wouldn't have, even registered. But for those of us who've watched the classic series before, you kind of think, oh, there's all these nice little nuggets here just to kind of, pay service to the fans. And I think you kind of get a new you'll probably watch some of the new stuff with a new appreciation as well. So
yeah, no, absolutely. We're in it for the nugs.
A phrase I've never heard used before, but in it for the nugs.
I thought you were going to get a pen there to write it down.
Yeah. Let me just tweet that.
I've heard people call chicken nuggets nugs.
Here they are.
Ian just looked at the camera. That was brilliant.
Did he?
He looked straight down the lens for a second there.
Oh, nice shot there. Do you reckon that's a location?
Definitely it's a bit of stock footage though.
Yeah. Got it from Pexels.
Napoleon Bonaparte.
Oh wow. Is he the biggest historical figure they've encountered so far?
Yeah, I guess so.
Marco Polo. Yeah, Napoleon's probably more well known, isn't he?
I guess so, yeah.
Is that flaming torch casting a shadow? Nice sort of double exposure here.
Yeah.
Hey,
Oh yeah, I remember the TARDIS
it's the
being
TARDIS.
Yes, Doctor, but suppose we'd written Napoleon a letter telling him, some of the things that were going to happen to him.
Wouldn't have made any difference. He had either forgotten it or lost it or thought it was written by a maniac.
I suppose if we tried to kill him with a gun, the bullet would have missed it.
And what are we going to see and learn next, Doctor?
Well, unlike the old adage, my boy, our destiny is in the stars. So let's go and search for it.
Wow.
There you go.
Very much setting up a second season, isn't it?
Have I got a second series? Yes, you have, because we already know the title of the first episode of Series 2, Planet of Giants.
They were banking on it being a success.
There you go. Well, you wanted to know whether it would lead straight into it, and it didn't really lead straight into it, but I did tee you up for it.
Yeah, I'm teed up.
Yeah, but then I suppose it would be interesting to see at the beginning of Series 2 whether it picks up directly from where they are, or whether it does feel like there's been a gap, because then they could obviously have had numerous adventures between there.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like they could, give them a shower, give them some sleep. They've just been non-stop, relentless, one escapade into another, so...
Yeah. Well, there we go. Season 1 in the can.
Wow.
We've done
The
it.
rest is, as they say, history.
And you know what they say about history? You can't rewrite history. Not one line.
Is that Amy Pond?
In the words of Amy Pond.
Oh, man. Was that this episode I made that terrible impression? Or
I think it was the last episode.
They kind of blur into...
It does blur together, particularly when you watch them all in a row.
Yeah.
A good finish there. A nice, good final episode. Great. Again, even though the animations were good, it's refreshing to see proper people acting on the screen.
It was good to finish on a live action.
I think the one thing the historical struggle with a little bit is there's a certain... Because you know that they can't interfere, they can't influence things, at least that's the kind of rule they're following at the moment in the series. There's a certain inevitability about where things are going to end up.
Yeah. And then the modern era has kind of tried to deal with that a bit by saying, this historic event you're familiar with, actually, it only happened because the Doctor interfered. So that's quite an interesting take on it. It looked like it was going to go a different way, and then the Doctor happens to make a decision, and then the classic event that we're familiar with happened. Whereas this, they're kind of a little bit at arm's length, aren't they? And they're a bit caught up in the action, but they don't do anything of real significance.
No, and Barbara even said at the end there, she said, I suppose if we tried to shoot Robespierre, the bullet would have just missed him or something, this sense that there's an inevitability to what they're doing. They wouldn't have been able to change things anyway. Which, like the new series often has more of that kind of... There is a history, and history has to be protected, and the way for it to be protected is for the Doctor to ensure it comes around, rather than just being a bystander with his companions. So,
yes.
But still, very enjoyable.
Absolutely.
Very enjoyable.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there we go.
Well, thank you, Paul. I wouldn't have done it with anyone else.
Yep, we've managed to get through it together. Particularly the censor rights.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Well, guys, thanks so much for joining us. So we're gonna there's probably gonna be a little bit of a break before we get into season 2, but then we will be back into it in full swing. But in the meantime, I think we're gonna bring out a couple of little highlights from our reactions to Series 1, and then also a Series 1 review, which we're thinking of doing a live stream and answering your questions. So if you want to pop some questions just on any of our videos, and we'll accumulate them together.
Yeah. Let us know if it's helpful. I mean, a few of them I've gleaned definitely for the review, but it's helpful if you say, here's a question for the review.
Yeah.
Rather than just a random question, and I go, why is someone asking this?
And what sort of questions are we looking for, Paul? Just kind of, what did you like about this episode, or did you know that this happened, or
maybe, yeah. Who knows? I mean, people know the questions they want the answers to.
Yeah.
But maybe there's a particular story you like, or maybe there's something you want to say about a story. What did you think about this thing in this story, or what did you think about that, or what was your favourite story? What was your least favourite story?
Yeah.
Standout moments, highlights, lowlights. I don't know.
You're welcome to ask more outlandish questions as well, like poppadoms or bread.
I was going to say, like, which story do you think made the best use of a candle for a shadow? That'd be my...
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Those are things you'll never unsee now.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, we should probably go to bed now.
Separately.
Yeah, well, yeah. We're clearly not in the same space.
So, finish season 1.
Paul, you always have to make it weird.
Our destiny is in the stars. We just have to go out and find it.
There we go. That's a good way to finish. Yeah. Thanks.
Until next time.